Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Navakanjalochana Kanjamukhakara Kanjapada-kanjarunam Kandarpa-ganita amita-chavinava-nila-niraja sundaram Patapita-manavu tadita-ruchi-shuchi Naumi Janaka-sutavaram Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Darunam. Navakanjalochana Kanjamukhakara Kanjapada-kanjarunam Kandarpa-ganita amita-chavinava-nila-niraja sundaram Patapita-manavu tadita-ruchi-shuchi Naumi Janaka-sutavaram Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Ram Ram, Siya Ram.
I'm audible. Like every day, this foolish one doesn't know what to say. But my prayer always is that may Ramji provide the words, may God provide the words here in this mouth, so all those who are listening are not affected by this one's foolishness. They are shown a clear pathway to God. They are shown a way to live in God's love and light. So with this prayer, I pray to the Lord that He makes today's satsang auspicious and truly helpful to help all brothers and sisters on the spiritual path. Now should we start? Appropriate for holy. So this is Sri Radha's sermon to Uddhav ji, composed by Sri Hanuman Podar ji, translated to English. So she says, O Uddhav, your eyes are still incomplete. O Uddhav, your eyes are still incomplete. They cannot reach that inner sky where Sham forever dwells. Sham is Lord Krishna. He never leaves the temple of the heart. There, in his supreme abode, he delights in wondrous countless leelas, overflowing with the splendor of divine love. Into that realm, no method can gain entry, nor can gods or sages force their way. There, pleasure and pain, bondage and liberation, knowledge and ignorance do not remain at all. There is only the incomparable Sham Sundar, eternally sporting in his own radiant play. That divine land, may we dwell there forever, resting in sweet intimacy with him. O Uddhav, though you are his companion, you have not reached that innermost place where Hari plays in endless hues of love. If you ever behold Hari, make my own heart his place of colors. Then you too will abandon the pride of yoga and dry knowledge and be lost in the nectar of his love. She says your eyes are still incomplete because although you know things conceptually, you've not come into that holy place in the heart where your best friend actually in the physical world, he who is the Lord of the universe, he actually dwells there. So she says, they cannot reach that inner sky where Sham forever dwells. He never leaves the temple of the heart. There, in his own supreme abode, he delights in wondrous countless leelas, overflowing with the splendor of divine love. He never leaves that temple of the heart. Not just that, he delights to stay. He remains there in pure delight. Who else said that? Sri Aurobindo said. Okay. Saint Teresa of Avila also said. Very good. So now we have safety in numbers. So whose heart is she talking about? Our heart. Where he delights to stay, and all that we call heaven, all that we call Ram Darbar, all that we call Vrindavan, all that we call the most beautiful abode, all that is here. He never leaves the temple of the heart. Into that realm, no method can gain entry. Why can no method gain entry? Huh? It's immaterial. It's immaterial, then how is entry to be gotten? Huh? No method can gain entry, but every spiritual path, every spiritual pointing points us to that doorway of his abode. You see? And there, if we wait like a patient beggar with faith and humility, then by his grace, he may give us entry. That is why all the sages have told us that it is a process of grace. Only through God's grace will it happen. Which doesn't mean that we can say that whatever seeming idea of choice and will that we have, we exhaust that in attachment to worldly things. We use whatever that seeming we have to remain at his door. And we'll talk more about that, how to remain at his door. But when that door opens, when that guest comes for dinner, whether he comes for dinner or not, our job is to set the table for him. Whether he comes to taste the berries or not, our job is to collect them. No gods, nor can gods or sages force their way. And when she is talking about gods, and she in the sense that Hanuman Podarji has written this from her perspective, nor can gods, she's talking about the gods like Indra and Vayu and Surya and all of these gods who in the Indian tradition we consider to be gods. Nor any sage can command this. No sage can command this. You see? If the sage could command this and they claim to love their children, then all their children would have Atma Darshan. You see, they could command the Atma to say, no, these children are worthy, give them Atma Darshan. No sage can do it, only God Himself can do it. You see? So it is Jesus who could say, I will tell my Father to send you the Comforter. You see? But no sage could do it. So, a teacher of God, an instrument of the Atma within, can plead, can beg with the Atma, but cannot force. So only God and God in His avatars can command the Atma to reveal itself to us. So nor can gods or sages force their way there. Pleasure and pain, bondage and liberation, knowledge and ignorance do not remain there at all. So what remains is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. beauty, truth, love, all that is virtuous is revealed to us over there, but conceptual knowledge has no place there. Even our highest concepts are worth nothing there. So she says, I'll skip some of it. Though you are his companion, Uddhavji was Lord Krishna's friend and disciple, but also friend. So although in the outer world he was friends with the Lord himself, he had not yet met him the way that Radha had. So that meeting place, that was alien to him because he was stuck in the pride of knowing. He was stuck in the pride that I know Brahmagyan, I know this. You see? But conceptually, he knew. That's why Lord himself sent him to help him to Sri Radha. He sent him there so that he could learn that just concepts without love are meaningless, are pointless. If you make your own heart his abode, his palace of colors, then you will be free from this dry pride of knowledge and be lost in the nectar of his love. So thank you for this. It's very appropriate to share today on these holy words from Sri Hanuman Poddar speaking on behalf of Sri Radha herself. So it's so beautiful that in this way another sage has given us his address. Where does he stay? Where does God stay? He stays in that holy place in our heart. Is that a physical heart? It isn't a physical heart. And yet all sages, or let's say most sages, have pointed to his abode in our heart. That is our spiritual core, our spiritual center. Now she said that he has to give us entry there. And I am saying that we have to wait at that door to get entry. Now he's made the waiting at his door also very, very simple. I was going to say easy, but maybe it's not that easy. It's simple. we have to drink the name of the Lord, or we have to ask ourselves sincerely, what is the reality of this I? Who is this I? Who am I? And the Lord has gifted us with an antakarna, a soul which is designed to gravitate towards what we truly desire. See? Let me even say, what we even momentarily desire, it aligns itself to that in that moment. So we said the other day, if you remembered mango, what happened? You salivate, you get the taste of mango, you may imagine mangoes, you may remember your childhood experiences with mango. So much may happen just with one remembrance of it. Is it? Now, is it possible to be completely mechanical about it? Possible, but just about possible. Very difficult. You see? Possible, but very difficult. So, if this happens with mango, what happens with Ram?
It brings you to that door because it can't give you can't go there.
Exactly. So, only God can give us that grace of revelation. You see? So, in its design, in the wisdom of the soul, we are led to that doorway where that meeting can happen. That is the extent of what it can do here. Isn't that such a gift? Of course, when you say Ram, then some imagery will come, some love will come, some recollection of the play of Ram's life in this human world will come. All of these things can come. And we can enjoy all of that as prasad, as gifts, like we got some beautiful prasad today. But we are not to rest as that as a completion. No matter how glorious that taste may be, we are not to take that as a completion. We are to take it with reverence and as a gift of prasad. But we are not confusing prasad with darshan. Till Atma darshan happens, we remain with the inquiry and with or and with chanting God's name. How beautiful is it that just with the intention to turn towards Him, He makes the turning happen. In the soul's wisdom, He makes the turning happen. We just have to turn. Swami Ramasukdaji said, God is the only thing that can be attained merely by turning towards Him. So He lives there. We have been given the pathways to meet Him, and where we can get to by following the pathway, we can get to a very holy place where darshan is possible by His grace alone. You see? Now, since you have been told about this, has your life, has my life been only about that? Can I hazard a guess? So, it's not been only about that, because besides the Atma's call from that holy place, there's another calling which is much more easy, grotesque in a way, but I'll find a better word. Forceful. Yeah? Tangible, I don't know, but seems. And that force is the force of Maya. It says, this is important right now. Be here now. What am I getting? What am I getting? What am I getting? So like Gollum in the Lord of the Rings, we are holding on to worldly things like my precious, my precious. And when we hold on to, what if the sage also told us? What if the sages also told us? They've told us that this lane is very narrow. If there is me, there cannot be God. If there is God, there cannot be me. If you are attached to things for the me, then the higher likelihood is that God will seem distant. If you let go, keep the lane empty for God, and you wait in that open and empty holy place in your heart, then the revelation of the Atma will happen. Is there a better offer that we have? And a better deal in the world? You see? But in that moment, Maya can produce even the most absurd, silly deal, which can seem to outweigh, be heavier than this. What Anand Mahima told us, that he dwells in the inner cave of our heart, and our job as humans is to dwell with that Supreme Being so that we may merge into Him. Now we've heard it from so many different sources. But what can happen is that your mind can say, yes, yes, that's fine, but for the moment you don't have time for that. For the moment, something else is more important. So, what can be easier? Just take the name of God. Can anything be easier? Just ask yourself sincerely, who am I? Who am I? Where do you go? Now, you may say that I don't go to that place. It seems like what you are talking about is not my experience. I go into my head and my thoughts are distracting me. You see? So, when distraction happens, repeat. When distraction happens, repeat. When you get caught up in the prasad only and forget about the darshan, repeat. The repetition of God's name has the power to cut the holds of Maya. Or the repetition of the intent to find the truth about who we are has the power to cut the holds of Maya.
To share this, Father, yesterday when I felt that I want to take on this project of God or a kind of garbage, Father, like either life for God or it's
Garbage or
everything
God
else.
is the two options,
Yeah,
in the
two
moment.
options. Yeah,
Yes.
and Father, so I feel like when I'm choosing God, of course, it's all like, it's immersive and I want to keep going back, and it is like an endless sort of, I don't know, it's very, it's deeply, like it's immersive and it's pleasurable and it's joyous. It's like a movement in itself, no, Father.
Yeah.
But these, and I feel like I've noticed so many grooves since yesterday to today.
Yeah.
At every point of time, like and sometimes, Father, like yesterday I was also saying, I was praying, and then towards the end, I feel like one thing, then again next thing, then like I feel like it was different grooves that was playing up,
Yeah.
and it was feeling very overwhelming. Like I felt like a feeling of feeling stuck in that sort of loopy state. Sorry, I
No,
don't
no,
know,
it's very.
like till I had to like exert pressure and come out of it, but or I slept off actually, but but that loopy, like I feel like that groove after groove after groove,
Yes,
just
yes,
makes something numb here,
yes,
and I can see that there are so many grooves, like so many
yes,
are there.
yes,
If, just when I close my eyes and I sit in prayer, now all of those will be seen fully.
yes,
But if I go back to, like, if I'm not without my naam or if I'm not in my prayer, they become grooves. They're not, I'm not aware of them as
yes,
grooves. They just become like my daily living
yes,
state. And but it's like that. It's so much is there, Father, with this identity. I feel like so much is like convoluted, so many states,
yes.
so many
So it's
things.
good news
Yeah, but
in the sense that it's good news that we are finding them, no? That we are seeing them, that we are recognizing them. That which was hidden, claiming to be reality, now we are seeing that it is avidya. What is vasanas? There's these grooves, isn't it? We fall into these grooves and these conditions, and we repeat the same patterns over and over again. You see, now we are replacing these grooves with one big groovy kind of love, which is that big groove which leads to God. So anytime we encounter me, mine, I want, we say God, we say Ram, or we say who am I? All leads to the same door to his temple, isn't it? So we are making a highway to God, and we are replacing all of these false grooves. Now, if you continue to, if you recognize them and return to the highway to God, then the groove will lose its power. You see? If you use these violins to the me, you see, then the network of avidya will continue to spread. So it's good news that you are spotting it, but you're not to then use it. You're not to embed that groove even more deeply by believing it. You see? Because then that will become a ditch that you constantly fall into. So it's good that you're seeing it. And it can be troublesome to see that all of these are still there, but better today than tomorrow. You see? Better today than tomorrow, better tomorrow than never. You see? So you are at least seeing that so many sages have pointed me to and given me a pathway to God, and yet I would rather go with these grooves which are there, which seem so inviting in that moment, which seems so right in that moment, which seems so true in that moment. So these are good opportunities. So we must say thank you for showing me this condition that I have. I will go back to God. Thank you for showing me this that I have. I will go back to God. You see? So like the priest in the temple, we receive everything from the world, everything from the mind, offer it to God, and respond only from what God wants to give back. The priest's job is not to determine the prasad for himself. His job is to wait for God to guide. Okay, this one came with 10 flowers and 20 fruits. What they should get back is 7 flowers and 23 fruits, or something like that. That's not for the priest to determine. You see? So, same way our life becomes like that. As the priest of his temple, whatever the world gives to us, whatever is shown by the mind to us, is brought to the temple of God in our heart, and whatever he wants to give them back in return, only on his nudging, only on his will, only in his guidance do we return that to the world. No matter how important the grooves may seem or how many they may seem, they cannot be more important than God. Isn't it? So we must not get into that groove of, oh, I have so many grooves. You see, so we have to keep returning to that highway the true love in our heart. You see? So grooves will not get, avidya will not get resolved by creating more avidya, by creating more notions about the me. It will only get cleared up in the love for God, in the surrender to God, in the desire to live in His will alone, in the intention to find out who really is here, what really am I. Now it is pretty much guaranteed that if you were to take the name of the Lord, then Maya is not going to sit quietly by and wait for your Atma Darshan to happen. You see, Ram, dadam dum dum, done. No, it's not going to wait like that. You say Ram, it will say, but what about this? But what about that? Fix that first. Let's work on that. Finish this off. Make enough money, sort the relationship, do all of this. Then, yes. Yeah. So, it's not going to sit quietly by. Invitation to put on the garb of the me will constantly be offered. Maya is Maya. Maya is that me comes, is Maya. So, anytime we get an invitation for the me to become the protagonist of the story, we change that mode and we return to God as the central character, as the protagonist. You see, we will not resolve this by thinking about our grooves. We will not resolve it by counting our grooves, by thinking about them. We will not resolve them by the content of them. You see, we will only resolve them by keeping on bringing them to the doorway of the heart temple. That's what we have to do. So then treat them like distraction and keep repeating the name of God. How do these grooves present themselves? As thoughts, isn't it? So when you get distracted by that thought, then instead of getting into checker mode of what is afflicting you, return to the heart, return to God's name.
So much.
But that there's so much is also a groove. No?
Because
I forgot that Georgie is interpreting. It must be tough. I've been going very fast. Where is she? Is she there? Rapid fire, Satsang?
yeah, I've also been mumbling, Father, but
I'm sure she's given up on the question now for
yeah,
sure.
okay. Yes, I was just getting disheartened because I was feeling like some of these things have been there for so long, and they, because it's a familiar thought or a belief, it keeps coming again and again, and in
Yeah,
those situations, those kind of things only
yeah,
keep coming. So
yeah. So that's why there's no left turn or right turn towards distress, despair, being disheartened. The only turn we have to make is to God.
yeah,
Whatever is showing up, God. Oh, this much, I have so much trouble, so long, God, God.
I shouldn't go into the, yeah. So resolution में जाना ही नहीं.
The resolution can only happen in God's light. See, we were saying the other day that there's this mistaken idea that the acceptance of something is to keep thinking about it more and more. You see, and the idea that if I bring it to God, then it's a sort of denial of it. That's not true. Because how will you accept something through your thinking? Our thinking can never encapsulate any situation anyway. It cannot encapsulate one moment in time. So the acceptance of it also can happen in the open and empty when we are in at God's door. If we bring our own frame into everything, are we accepting or are we denying? You see, you're like, I have this frame. You see, now through everything I will meet, oh, you're in a rectangular box. Oh, you also in a rectangular box. You also in a rectangle. You also. You see, it's not that all of you are in the rectangular box. I am carrying that frame of rectangular box, which is my conceptual framework. You see, now there is a mistaken idea that only after meeting everything through my framework are we accepting. So let me sit and worry about it more and more and more. So you're realizing how miserable everything is. You've really accepted how bad your life is. But if you say, bring it on, I'm not going to apply my frame to it. I'm just going to keep bringing it to my heart. Just going to be open through everything. You see? That openness, what is the mind going to say about it? It's going to say you're in denial. The true acceptance, the true openness can only happen from there. We've seen this in people around us. You see? That everything fits into their frame. So some have the frame that everyone is basically a bad person. Huh? So they have that frame. So they're just looking for evidence to make that true. How is this one bad? How is this one bad? How is this one bad? And they'll find it. No? We'll find it. We'll find some way to twist everything and make it into that frame. Okay? And then that gives us the delusion of knowing something. Now I've been able to conclude that everybody is bad, or everybody is this way, or everybody, whatever the frame may be. But who has the courage to let go of their frameworks and just meet fresh like a child meets? See, have we ever met anyone freshly? Someone appears, you see, we start judging immediately. Oh, long hair, big white beard, must be Babaji types. You see? So as I've gotten older, many people have started talking to me in very Shuddh Hindi. And I struggle to understand those words, you know. So I'm just like, you know, so so because that framing happens now, this one is looks like he's some spiritual teacher types, you know. So that his Hindi must be really good in that way and very scriptural and all of that. I don't understand most of it. You see? So we don't meet each other fresh, no. We already presume. Oh, she is like this, she is like that, he is like that. So it gives us a false sense of safety, a false sense of security of knowing something. And this knowing something is pride of knowledge. This is what Uddhavji suffered from. He thought Krishna himself has got trapped in delusion. So that conversation with Uddhav and Krishna is the most absurd. No? Lord, you have forgot that you are the Lord of the universe and you are here crying for a woman. You see, you are falling sick. What kind of love is this? You are just stuck in Maya, which is your own creation. Please remember. You see? I love this version where Krishna is like, oh, thank you. I was so lost. You see, I was just so lost. You got me out of it. Now I realize who I am. You see? So Uddhavji realized that he is with the Lord of the universe. But he thought that he knew better than God himself. And he could explain to God that how God is messing up at the moment. You see? Because the knowledge he thought he got is beyond shakeability, no? That, don't you remember you are pure awareness? Can it be shaken? Can't be shaken. So then we go and remind the Lord himself. And Krishna being, it was not Ramji who would have had a sincere conversation with him. Krishna being the artist that he is, said, thank you, thank you, thank you for saving me. You please go and help my beloved Vrindavan Vasis, you see, and go help them, please go. Go explain to them your thing. They are suffering also too much like me. Then after hearing your great words, they will get sorted out. So the breaking of Uddhavji's pride happened in that meeting with Radhaji, where, when you encounter such a love, like if you see Radha Baba's photo there, I don't know if you can all see it. So just, you don't need to hear anything from him. Maybe you can take it down. Just take it down. It's not stuck. Like if you look at the photo, just look at it. Everyone will look at it. Do you need him to say anything? Like in even the body, at the body level, the love is shining through. You see, and you cannot force that pose. You cannot make that pose. You see, you cannot hack that pose. So at every level of your being, that love is shining through. And when Uddhavji, like this is Radha Baba, but Radha herself, can you imagine what he must have experienced when he saw her? Then in just that meeting itself, he realized that there's something missing. She didn't need to actually tell him that there's something missing.
Can we see it also, the
Yes,
photo?
yes. Yeah. No, not for no. Show light. Can you see? So just to see a sage fallen into the heart full of love itself, there are no words needed after that. So when we encounter pure love in this way, then our pride of knowledge may break. And it's very inspirational for all of us. It gets us in touch with that which is beyond the human usual kind of love, which is about give and take and exchange. This is a very pristine love. So we can have pride of knowledge about conceptual knowledge, but we cannot have pride of knowledge about jnana yoga. That jnana in jnana yoga is not intellectual knowledge, it's atma jnana. You see? But what happens often with atma jnana is, like what happens often here, is that because I'm used to encountering a particular question, I've made the answers into conceptual knowledge. You see? So the times where I don't wait for the Atma to respond, then I'm going with just my heady jnana. You see, and I can become prideful about that. When the process is of receiving in the heart and allowing the mouth to be just an instrument of that, it is impossible to become prideful about that. You see, because if you're sitting like a beggar and the king is gifting you something and you pass it on to your family, it's very difficult for you to become prideful about that process, isn't it? It's when you think that you have something and you are giving to others and family, then about that you can become prideful. So with true Atma Jnana, we can never be prideful. Because that is just a transmission from the heart. That's just a transmission that flows through in whichever way it has to be articulated. Most of it is inarticulatable anyway. You see, that's why many times I just struggle in satsang. What? I don't have the words to, I don't have the constructs to express what I'm feeling in my heart. Okay. So, so we realize the very limitation of the outer speaker of a teacher of God, outer speaker, and we realize the vastness of the true inner teacher, and that is a very humbling process. So the sharing of satsang, prayer, anything spiritual should leave us humbler than when we started. You see? In the ideal situation, it should leave us in nothingness. You see? But since I'm far from ideal, at least in my case, it leaves me humbler than when I started. Now, there's a huge, huge difference between humility and despair. Huge difference between humility and despair. So we realize how inadequate that which we can take ourselves to be is, but we are not to despair because that would say that God is not kind and merciful. We've also experienced His grace and kindness throughout our lives. At every step of the way, we've experienced it. You see? So to now say that I have room to despair is to pour water onto that. So, so the so this is the odd thing, no? The odd thing is that when I recognize my oneness with Him, I realize that I need to serve Him more and more. You see? Which in the chai shops of Thiru may sound strange. When you recognize your oneness with Him, you also realize your love and desire to live in absolute servitude to Him. And this intellectual contradiction is not at all a contradiction in the heart. So Achinta Bheda Abheda is only Achinta in the head. There is no struggle with it in the heart. So that's why to all future teachers of God, and constant reminder to this one also, of course, is that we must not rely on our conceptual knowledge, because we'll get trapped in pride if we do, especially if for some reason others seem to get impressed by it. The others seem to get impressed by what you think you know. Very tough. The only safety is to allow the heart to speak and to be the receiver and listener just like everybody else. Why do I say it's dangerous? Because like Uddhavji, we may end up with the highest concept but we may miss the truth, we may miss the true point of the spiritual search, which is the presence of God Himself. We may come to a spiritless spirituality. It is like a foodless restaurant. You go to a restaurant and they give you the menu and you say, I would like this from the menu. And they say, no, no, we don't do that here. We only have the menus. It's going to be strange, isn't it? So in the same way, if you just have the names, we have the concepts, but we have no insight, we have no lived experience of what we are saying, and the words are not arising from the true Sadguru itself, then it is not Satsang. So spiritless spirituality is just a duality or something. What about spirit? What about Atma? So God placed His presence in the form of the Atma in our heart. He must have kept it just optionally, just like it's just an option. होता है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो ठीक है. Like that. His own presence in the innermost chamber of our heart. And the sages have told us, all of them told us, most of them told us, He delights to stay there. You see? But our meeting point, our rendezvous point must not be this inner chamber, no? That must be just like that. Huh? So it is my, sorry if I'm sounding too sarcastic about it. I'm just meaning to actually beg and implore that my brothers and sisters don't do a spiritless spirituality. So the spiritual tools, the spiritual pointers are to strip us naked of the me and to bring us to that holy rendezvous point where the revelation of His presence may happen. Not me, but you alone, Lord. मैं नहीं, but बस तू. Only you, तू ही तू, तू ही तू.
Master.
Yes.
Um, Master, there was like a a story in the Bible, um, and so there's this man who came to Jesus, and so he called him like good teacher. What must I do to inherit the kingdom of God?
So I'll just
And
repeat for everyone. This man who comes to Jesus says, Master, what must I do? Or good teacher, what must I do to inherit the kingdom of God?
um, and somehow I never really like. I always somehow is like when you're reading this thing, sometimes you don't see something blocks you from like seeing. But before he actually responded to him, he said, why do you call me good? No one is good except God alone. And like the thing was biting me. It's like I was like, what? Why did you say this? Because it was like, were they? I don't know. I was just biting my insides or somehow. And there was just like so much just in that one thing. It just felt like all of spirituality was in that, like how I'm supposed to be in my inner like heart posture. Um, and it was like the rich man where he went on to always tell him to like sell everything,
Yeah.
and then he obviously his face was like he was very because he said he's followed all the laws and all of these things. But after when Jesus told him to like sell everything and then come and follow him, he was very a bit sad, and so he went turned away. And so the disciples asked him said if he said that it's more difficult for like a rich person to for a camel to go through like the eye of a needle than of a rich person to inherit the kingdom of God.
Yeah.
And so even his disciples were like, okay, so if this is the case, then who can? No, then no one can. Then it's impossible for us. And he also said that with man, this is impossible, but nothing is impossible for with God. And the revelation of that last statement, you are somehow you like wordlessly showed me how it was true. Like I don't know, like when like the first time when I met you, when you should just be like, it's just God. I don't know how to explain it. It's not it's like in the just accepting what you say without understanding what is it meant. I saw that there's actually another power that is here that is actually like supporting the sense of even like the introspection or the witnessing because no matter how much the introspection happens, without that thing, even the obviousness or the simplicity of it, like the spell of personality is still gonna always be in the soul, no matter without, I don't know how to say without, I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain this thing.
Absolutely.
And because I saw it before, I used to, when I was doing like the witnessing thing, where it's just like inquiring and like who is talking, who is walking, who is doing this, like this kind of way, just in a very crazy way. But it's only in that like the presence
Yes.
of the heart thing where they I don't know how to explain it. That only this allowing you can only in like it's like the sweetness in the sugarcane of the thing. It's that thing. And I don't know. even like when like all my concepts about God are just fallen away. But I just know that. But at first I used to be afraid because I felt like if I don't have a sense of like the conceptual frameworks of how I grew up, and even because I felt I was afraid and because I grew up in a Christian environment, so I felt like if I let go of all of these things, then maybe I'll go to hell. This kind of all these concepts are like in me, and there is so much power in just the pure spirit, and this spirit has no favorites. It doesn't have any um he doesn't have any chosen people and some people that he doesn't choose. It's so pure, it's so pure, it's so pure, and it's just so pure. It's so pure, master. It's so pure. It's so pure. It's so pure. And it's so pure. It's just so pure.
Yeah.
It's just so pure. So pure. It's so beyond human. Like it's just so pure. And I see that I'm not able to fully reflect it in my human expression, but it's like it's so pure somehow. And I just see that every expression, every way in which it's like it's always going to leave like a path for anyone that wants to come to it in whatever way that it comes. Because I felt I wasn't understanding how there are like different religions and different ways in which people come to know God. But I came to see that as much as I'm able to be empty of my own opinion and about my own concepts of God, I see that you can meet it in different. Sometimes someone might not even know about God, but they're like they have the fragrance of the thing, but they're not aware of it somehow. Whilst another person is full of concepts about God, but somehow they believe that they're so right, and so they are not open to the pure spirit of the thing. So I'm seeing these things, and it's just showing me how not to be just be very empty of my concepts and of myself as well. I'm just seeing the deep importance of that, and I don't know. It just came to me in my heart just to say
Very good.
this.
Very good. Very good. So happy. As always, I'm so happy to hear you. Very, very good. As you shared the story of this man, so Lord Jesus said, if you want to follow me, first sell everything that you have, give it to the poor, and then you come follow me. So that actually, maybe there are more, but I remember two that Jesus said to follow, that they should follow him, and who refused. There are two. The first, and I'm a combination of both of them, I feel, which is a very lamentable state. So the first was, who remember? Nicodemus. So Nicodemus didn't follow Jesus because he already had position. He had a very high position. People revered him as part of the Sanhedrin. He was a part of the highest council of Jews. So he got a lot of reverence. He got a lot of respect from everyone. He had a comfortable family life. So that was one. And the second was this rich man who then found it difficult. He knew everything in the Bible. He knew all of these things. But he was unable to leave his attachment to worldly possessions, to sell everything, to give it to the poor, and to follow Jesus. So I have both. I'm Nicodemus plus this rich man. Not that I'm that rich, but I'm unable to have the courage to do what Jesus asked. So we just have to pray to God to clean my heart more and more and to live in a deeper love, a deeper faith. Then he said that then this seems impossible to us. How will we do this? Because Jesus said, It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man. A rich man is the one who is attached to his possession. I would look at. I'm nobody to say what he meant, but I would read it like that. That the one who's attached to his worldly things, it's more difficult for them to go through to the kingdom of heaven than it is for a camel to pass through an eye of a needle. So everybody got intimidated and said, then how will we make it? So then he said that in our strength it will not happen, but with God everything is possible. So that is my hope, that this Ananta cannot do anything except to pray for this, but in God's mercy, His kindness, I shall not despair. I shall keep offering myself to Him as much as I can, and in His power He can make it happen. He can make it possible. So to come to that place, like the sages said, Mera mujhme kuch nahi, jo kuch hai wo tera, which means there is nothing which is mine and me. All that is here is yours. May God give us the faith, the courage which is needed to be true to this proclamation instead of it remaining lip service, which it mostly is in my case. Any reports on the simple suggestion that was made last time? Did you find yourself easily resting in the heart temple? Is to the wisdom of the soul, and just to use the name of God as kind of rocket fuel that just naturally fuels the spaceship out of this universe.
Easier to come there than to rest there.
To stay is a lot of distraction in the mind. Just repeat it. That's so good. It's just like I'm starting to get a sense of how I just feel like I'm drinking up God's name. I feel like every time I say it, I'm drinking up more. It's like such a sweet, like this coconut water. So repetition is not a problem. It is not additional work. It's such a sweetness. Let's look at that.
So like, when you say that मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं, जो कुछ है सब तेरा. So if I can't force an understanding of that. If I don't it's not revealed in my heart, then I can just stay with it and I can ask God to help
You have to
me.
just stop forcing the understanding of anything.
Yeah, but earlier you would notice a resistance and just move on. But like you said,
Yeah.
I have to ask God.
So anything.
Sorry, what? It's so involved in saying what I wanted to say.
I'm saying that if we now, okay, let's try this. We are not forcing anything into our conceptual framework. Now, then not even that we are not forcing. You see, otherwise, very quickly and very sneakily, the concept that I must not force anything will become stored in our conceptual framework.
What I was actually asking was that to not dismiss that which I would have done earlier, but to hand it over to God, to stay with it so He can reveal it. Like you said, if I can't do something, now I have to offer it to God rather than just, but not just only once, because sometimes you just say it like that, and the next day you have another question, and the third day you have another one. So,
I'll give you an example of this. It's just coming up. So it may be completely foolish, but let's see how it goes. So, uh, suppose that you're sitting at God's door and you're sitting there just completely foolishly, you know, and then there is like something calling for your attention, but you've just lost it in love with God, you are not concerned. You see, what do you feel God's response to that situation will be? So, in the sense, what I'm trying to say is that what that temple priestness is a very organic process when we are empty of ourselves. You see, so then suppose that uh, your neighbor is calling you see, with something very important, but you're sitting empty at God's door. No? Then do you feel like God will not say, "Oh, this one is lying foolishly at my door, let me take care of his neighbor issue"? He will, isn't it? In his kindness. So he may move our body in that way, he may move our mouth in that way, whatever needs to happen may happen in that way. So we just lie foolishly at his door. And then this, which I said, that we respond only from the heart, respond only in God's will, we allow God to use us in that way. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So Bhaiji said कि तुम उनके द्वार पे पड़े रहोगे तो वो क्या तुम्हारा ख्याल नहीं रखेंगे. तो if you just lie just naked at his door, will he not take care of you? So Ramji is sitting in his darbar, all the most beautiful things are happening there. Huh? Will you not remember that you're sitting at the door of the darbar and take care of you in the process as well? Krishna is playing his Leela and Radha Krishna are playing their Leela in Vrindavan. Huh? You're lying down at the door of the Leela. Do you feel like Krishna is going to forget you and say, no, let him be, let her be? Possible. So it's such a gift that we have God's name and we have the self-inquiry, because that brings us to the point where revelation is possible, where the gifts of God can be received. And we talked about it last time. I hope none of you think that we go to a different place when we ask, who am I? It brings us to the same innermost edge of our antakarna, where that Michelangelo's finger meets the divine finger. You see where that spark can happen, where the Atma resides. So it's a completely supernatural process, not in any woo-woo way, in a very holy way. It's out of the bounds of this universe. Where the meeting happens and what happens is not in this realm of time and space. The rules of time and space don't apply there. What a blessing it is then that we have such a hotline to God in the form of His name. You already know that that which we call the inside is not inside the body. You see? But we are in neglect of the question then, where inside what is it? You see? Now what the sages have said, that inner cave, Anandmayi Ma said, what is that inner cave? Where is it? Where the Supreme Being resides. Such a promise, no? You see, and what happened to us is because we have so much access to so many sages now, we just become so jaded about their words. Almost in a way that, hoga, to, kya, you know. If not like complete skepticism saying, does she really know? You know, and if not, maybe they're just lying and showing off. So all of these sages that we revere, they were all just lying imposters, scamsters. Because they kept saying that he lives there, he lives there. But we will refuse to look and find out for ourselves. I'm not saying any of you are doing that, but that is the general state of our world, isn't it? What a promise they have made, and sage after sage has made the same promise. He lives there in your heart, in the innermost chamber, in the cave, in that secret room. You look at all traditions, everyone, they've all said, you will receive Marifa there, you will receive the transmission of Atma Gyan, you will receive all of this. But we would rather grasp on to that which is perceivable. Instead of letting go, just let go. Is it legal to have such a somber satsang on holy day? No, not allowed. You can sing some bhajans if you like. What is happiness? When we please the Lord, and He is pleased in our heart, that is happiness. Sing something. So one of the representations of there's some hands up. Okay, somebody was saying something. Okay, Clarissa can come first.
Hello, Ananta-Ji.
Hello.
Can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, I just wanted to leave everything at your feet. The whole satsang, it resonates because I feel very ignorant at this time, and there are strong forces playing, and there is the tendency to quit everything, to quit the heritage of my father, to quit the job, and I don't know what is coming next, and I don't know what to do, and so I just wanted to leave it at your feet.
All my blessings full heartedly with you. May God bless you so much that you remain in your heart in His holy presence and you deal with all of this worldly turmoil from the heart itself. Full love and blessings.
Yeah, very much. Thank you.
A singer has escaped, lead singer. I think that's why Vidika is here.
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to sing something wholly appropriate.
Holy. Can I sing a Kawali written by Meher Baba? लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी सनम का हरदम ख्याल होना, सनम का हरदम ख्याल होना, फिर आँख में भी विसाल होना, फिर आँख में भी विसाल होना, जवाब में भी सवाल होना, जवाब में भी सवाल होना, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी, सनम का हरदम ख्याल होना। किसी को इज्जत, किसी को दिलबर, किसी को कारुण का माल होना, किसी को हशमत, किसी को अजमत, किसी को हशमत, किसी को अजमत, किसी को हुस्नो जमाल होना, किसी को हुस्नो जमाल होना, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी, सनम का हरदम ख्याल होना, सनम का हरदम ख्याल होना। किसी को जंगल की आरज़ू है, किसी को फैशन की चाल होना, किसी को जंगल की आरज़ू है, किसी को फैशन की चाल होना, किसी को बिरयानी मुर्गी कुरमा, किसी को बिरयानी मुर्गी कुरमा, किसी को भाजी या दाल होना, किसी को भाजी या दाल होना, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी, सनम का हरदम ख्याल होना। किसी को यज़दां के दर की मिट्टी, किसी को याकुतो लाल होना, किसी को यज़दां के दर की मिट्टी, किसी को याकुतो लाल होना, मेहर को कहता है खाकी हूँ माँ, मेहर को कहता है खाकी हूँ माँ, हमें तो रब्बुल जलाल होना, हमें तो रब्बुल जलाल होना, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी, लिखन पढ़न से नयार बाजी। लिखन पढ़न से नयार, not by reading and writing you will get him, get the Lord. सनम का हरदम ख्याल होना, or constant vigil, constant vigil. फिर आँख में भी विशाल होना, in even in separation there is union, and even in the answer there is the question. Different people want different things, like the jungle or fashion or respect or pomp and splendor. But Baba says that Baba's pen name was Huma. Huma. So he said, Meher ko kehta hai khaki Huma. We don't want any of these things. We want only the glory of God. Rabbul Jalal hona. Yeah. Yeah. 7 names of God. Hari Paramatma Allah Ahuramas God Yazdahu Hari Paramatma Allah Ahuramas God Yazdahu Hari Paramatma Allahu Ramas 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 God Yazdahu. Allah Ahur Mazd. Ahur Mazd is the Zoroastrian name for God. God. Yazdan is another name in the Zoroastrian. Hu is the name of God in Islam. The answer is who? Isn't the Mansur al-Halaj. Murli Manohar. Murli Manohar. Murli Manohara Gopala Anandanandana Gopala Murli Manohara Gopala Anandanandana Gopala मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वरा गोपाला मीरा के माधवा गोपाला राधा हृदयेश्वरा
गोपाला नंद सुनंदना गोपाला आनंदनंदना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनंदनंदना गोपाला हे मायाधीश्वरा गोपाला हे वैकुंठेश्वरा गोपाला हे मायाधीश्वरा गोपाला हे वैकुंठेश्वरा गोपाला गोपी जनरंजना गोपाला आनंदनंदना गोपाला मुरली मनोहरा गोपाला आनंदनंदना गोपाला गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम देवकी नंदन केशव माधव देवकी नंदन केशव माधव नारायणाय हरि ओम गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम देवकी नंदन केशव माधव देवकी नंदन केशव माधव नारायणाय हरि ओम गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम गोविंद कृष्ण हरि ओम गोपाल कृष्ण हरि ओम बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि 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 बोल, रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, हरि बोल, बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल,
यदुनन्दनन्द गोपाला हे नन्दनन्द गोपाला आनन्दनन्द 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 गोपाला हे नन्दनन्द आनन्दनन्द यदुनन्दनन्द गोपाला हे नन्दनन्द आनन्दनन्द यदुनन्दनन्द गोपाला हे नन्दनन्द गोपाला आनन्दनन्द 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 गोपाला हे नन्दनन्द आनन्दनन्द यदुनन्दनन्द गोपाला हे नन्दनन्द आनन्दनन्द यदुनन्दनन्द गोपाला
श्याम राधे राधे तू श्याम से मिला दे निकुंज में बिराजे घनश्याम राधे राधे निकुंज में बिराजे घनश्याम राधे राधे घनश्याम राधे राधे तू श्याम से मिला दे घनश्याम राधे राधे तू श्याम से मिला दे निकुंज में बिराजे घनश्याम राधे 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 श्याम मिला दे राधे 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 श्याम मिला दे राधे श्याम राधे 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 श्याम राधे 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 श्याम राधे श्याम मिला दे 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 राधे राधे श्याम मिला दे 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 में बिराजे घनश्याम राधे राधे घनश्याम राधे 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 तू श्याम से मिला दे घनश्याम राधे राधे तू श्याम से मिला दे निकुंज में बिराजे घनश्याम राधे राधे घनश्याम राधे राधे.
So this Nikunj is where? The heart. And we pray to Ma Radha, to Sri Radha, because she is meant to be the most merciful. No? She's meant to be Mahakripalu. So we are pleading with her that please, whatever you do, uh, Krishna can be a bit, he can do a bit of justice, he can take things into account, but you are super soft and merciful. So we have no chance with Krishna directly, but if you can do it. So we pray to Radhe Radhe, Shyam Milade, that you can do it. You see, so in this innocent childlike bhav has a lot of power. It's like we pray to Hanuman ji, Hamari Ram ji.
हमारे राम जी हमारे राम जी हमारे राम जी सो राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान कहियो जी हनुमान हम हमारे राम जी हमारे राम जी हमारे राम जी सो राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान कहियो जी हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम गाऊं रे सीताराम सीताराम गाऊं रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन हमारे राम जी राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान कहियो जी हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे
सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र जी के काज सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति की नहीं बहुत बढ़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई हमारे राम जी सो राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान कहियो जी हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कभी कोबिद कही सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाए राजपद दीना तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्त्र जो जन पर भानु लीलयुताहि मधुर फल जानू हमारे राम जी सो राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान कहियो जी हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम रे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लही हरि सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आप तीनों लोक हाँकते काप भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे हमारे राम जी सो राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान कहियो जी हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे हमारे राम जी सो राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान कहियो जी हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुमरे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुमरे भजन राम जी को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्त न धरई हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा हमारे राम जी सो राम 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 कहियो जी हनुमान सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे सीताराम सीताराम गाओ रे जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होए सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा कीजय नाथ हृदय मह डेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। जय।
Also, we can't hear you.
Hi, Father, are you talking? Okay, okay. Two minutes.
Yes, Father, I got fired from all the roles. Both mics.
Start something.
Which one? I just know the first line, Father. Not a good idea, Father. ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ನೀ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ.
He doesn't qualify for the dumb.
I don't remember the lyrics and all. ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ನೀ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ. ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಮೇಲೊಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ನಿಕ್ಕುತ ಸಜ್ಜನ ಸಾಧು ಪೂಜೆಯ ವೇಳೆಗೆ ಮಜ್ಜಿಗೆಯೊಳಗಿನ ಬೆಣ್ಣೆಯಂತೆ ಚೊಕ್ಕ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನ ರಾಣಿ ಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ನೀ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಬಾರಮ್ಮ. That's one I remember, one verse. Yes, but not here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Rama Krishna Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. चुरैया नीलों की नैया है तुम ही की वैया हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव 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 हे कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हाँ
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव 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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव राधे 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 श्याम राधे 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 श्याम राधे 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 श्याम राधे 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 श्याम
Radhe 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 Shyam. Radhe Radhe Shyam. Radhe 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 Shyam. Radhe 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 Shyam. Oh Radhe 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 Shyam. Radhe Radhe Shyam. Radhe 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 Shyam. Oh Radhe 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 Shyam. Radhe 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 Shyam. Oh Radhe 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 Shyam. 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 Oh Radhe 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 Shyam. 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 Radhe 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 Shyam.
Shit. Sorry, man. श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। व्रज तज के मैं अंत न जाऊं, पड़ी रहूं तेरे द्वार। कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं। श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। व्रज तज के मैं अंत न जाऊं, पड़ी रहूं तेरे द्वार। कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं। तेरी चरण कमल रज पाकर, व्रज में करूं गुजारा। तेरी चरण कमल रज पाकर, व्रज में करूं गुजारा। तुम हो प्राणन प्यारी श्यामा, ना कोई और हमारा। तुम हो प्राणन प्यारी श्यामा, ना कोई और हमारा। निस दिन तेरा नाम रटूं मैं, निस दिन तेरा नाम रटूं मैं। प्यारी सुन लो मेरी पुकार, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं। श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। व्रज तज के मैं अंत न जाऊं, पड़ी रहूं तेरे द्वार। कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं। धन दौलत सब झूठी राधे, झूठी दुनिया सारी। धन दौलत सब झूठी राधे, झूठी दुनिया सारी। हृदय से ना भूलो राधे, एक क्षण याद तुम्हारी। हृदय से ना भूलो राधे, एक पल याद तुम्हारी। करुणा करके शरण में ले लो, करुणा करके शरण में ले लो। कर दी जो भव से पार, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं। श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। व्रज तज के मैं अंत न जाऊं, पड़ी रहूं तेरे द्वार, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं। अपनाई ले ठुकराई दे मैया, सब अब है सब हाथ तुम्हारे। अपनाई ले ठुकराई दे मैया, है सब हाथ तुम्हारे। तुम हो श्यामा मेरी, मैं जाऊं कौन के द्वारे। तुम हो श्यामा मेरी, मैं जाऊं कौन के द्वारे। सुख ना मांगू दुख ही दे दो, सुख ना मांगू दुख ही दे दो। तो कष्ट अपार, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं। श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। श्यामा प्यारी भानु दुलारी, सुन लो मेरी पुकार। व्रज तज के मैं अंत न जाऊं, पड़ी रहूं तेरे द्वार, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा नाम न भूलूं, कभी तेरा धाम न भूलूं।
I don't know Bengali. Yeah, I just sang the thing.
all my blessings, all my love for this on this auspicious day. May all of us meet the true beloved in our heart. May Lord Krishna bless all of us. May Sri Radha bless all of us. And may that which represents the love story between the soul and the spirit, the Antakarna and the Atma, may that be our living reality. May we all merge into His holy light, His holy love, His holy presence. May God bless all of you. May you all be filled with all the colors of your heart. May God bless you with all love, peace and joy. I love you all with all my heart. Happy Holi everyone. I'm too sober a teacher to celebrate a Holi, but this is very heartfelt.
राम राम फादर,
Ram Ram, my dear.
हैप्पी होली।
Happy Holi, my dear.
आपको प्यार और आशीर्वाद के लिए धन्यवाद।
Thank you, my dear.
और थोड़ा आशीर्वाद में पत्नी को भी दीजिए।
पूरा आशीर्वाद है,
आपके चरणों में कोटि कोटि प्रणाम गुरुदेव भगवान।
पूरा आशीर्वाद आप सबको, आपके पूरे परिवार को। आप बिल्कुल भगवान की शरण में रहिए, आपको सब सब ठीक हो जाएगा।
थैंक यू फादर।
Bless you both. Bless you both.